Hello and welcome to part 4 and the final part hopefully for this level. Enough of the chit chat, let's get into it. After you put that block into that block, you get entered here. Go through there, that door will shut and it will give you an idea of what to do straight from the get-go. There's not many things that you can do. There's a cell there and there's a cell shoot, and right above there is the cell that you need to go. And to make it a lot more quicker, I just put a cell shoot so you can actually just shoot it straight down where the holder is. So the first thing that you can do is go through the block A. So if we go up here, just like that, we can now do a couple of things. By the way, just for another thing, the blueprint, I wanted this to not actually be visible, because if I walk through, if you can actually hear this, like you can't really hear any feedback from how the ray detection works. So like this isn't meant to be here till after a blue block is in there. So if I push this into there, we can now go down and there's another block here which is now open. So if we push this all the way down here, it will now activate something else. Yeah, so when you actually take this block out, you can't actually exit with it, as you just saw. If we go back up here now, this is where the detection actually works, as you can now hear. So if we take this off, it will now work. Just like that. As you can see from here, there's a collectible placeholder which you will be able to get at the end of the at the end of the game, or at the end of the level. So as you can see, the player is now dragging the block just like that, just to go around, just like this. And if you want more of a cleaner gameplay, there is a non-commentary version, or if you actually want it really quick, there is a real version of level 1 and level 2. That will also be in the OneDrive, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually see it in the description if you are interested. But yeah, see, as you can see, like the blueprints are a bit messed up. See, as you can see now, when you animate, it's a bit messed up. Such as, you know, it goes... I can't really explain it, but there's a lot of issues with the blueprints and how the creator made them. But the thought behind it and the foundation of it working, just basic, helped me through this level design. But I just want to make it like very obvious throughout the commentary that there was a lot of issues with the blueprints, but it eventually got me to help to make a proper game, I suppose. But what I mentioned just then is there's a text here which says activate belt, which actually activates the belt, and then there's one which deactivates the lasers over there. So now if we can go through, we now press this and we can go through just like this. Go around, because this wasn't originally done. And so the first thing you can do is actually pull this back into this little charger over here, because if you actually put it over there where that power box is, it will instantly just destroy it. Oh, sorry, it will deplete in charge. My bad. Now, when you put this here, it now actually moves properly. The battery doesn't deplete, and it's all good. Just like that. You have to pull that out so it the lasers deactivate, and we can now go over here to finish the little puzzle and unlock both of these lasers. Just like that. Another thing is, because we just did that, it gave us access over here, which, as you can see, there's a collectible placeholder, so you can go up there and collect an item. Press E here and go all the way up. And what that little blue little light just did then is, if we could actually come back down, it'll be activated. The lasers will be activated because it gave you that little time period to collect the collectible, but when you actually finish the level, you can still collect it if you are very obvious with collecting stuff like that. So there's a few things here. There's a power block, there's a green pad, a teleporter, and a button. So let's press the button first. The button leads to a door opening, so the main objective now is to get this bridge constructed so we can now go past it. If we do the thing which is just in front of us, we can just do it simply by doing that. That now falls all the way down, just like that. But we now need a thing to actually power this up, so it actually powers the whole thing up, making it construct, because essentially it is activating, it's telling it, right, we need to construct, but it needs power, such as the logos here. So what we need to do now is go back all the way from the start, where in the block A area, as you can see, there's B and A. We now need to pick up this to actually take it back upstairs. Okay, I see that the animation sort of fixed itself. Pull it back, and now we can press E to go all the way up like this. And we can now drag this all the way over there. Place just like that. So if we go from this little view, as you can see, it's pulling it now. And after you pull it, just like that, it will now construct the bridge, making it available to go to the level. So if we come back, just like that, we can now go over and pick up the cell. And with the cell chute, we can now just essentially just pop it down just like that. Again, if you want a quicker sort of playthrough of how I did things, there's a reel. So level 2 is about 8 minutes long through every single level, doing it really quickly and just going through the thought process. But yeah, they are really good to look at if you want a very quick playthrough of me just going from point A to point B, such as me going down there to run over here to pick up this to actually shoot it over here. Just like that. When you shoot that, everything opens, the ray detectors deactivate as well, and we can now go to the final level, which is awesome. So now what we need to do is simply just push this block into this teleporter, and if I go up here like that, you can see a thing like that happens, which will open the doors in front of us. So the first thing before going through this ray detection is there's a picker-upper holder. There's 2 cells, which indicates that we can actually use this cell now. And there's an open door. When you actually go through, that conveyor belt needs power now, and the door closes. If we do this, it activates the top power, but it goes the opposite direction, as I mentioned earlier. And I made a little blueprint which made it so it actually has a little sound effect. I just made the hit marker sound effect, which sort of indicates that it needs moving the other direction. So the first thing that we can see is that we can now go down here and go through just like this. And now this little area is called it's more of a chance thing. Originally I had about 6 portals or 8 portals or something, but it made it really annoying and frustrating. That's what my tutors mentioned, so I thought maybe make it just 4 little portals and make it really quick in going from one area to another. So if we press the thing and go to this one here, it'll go really quickly, as you can see, by teleporting from going from there over here, and it'll fall down. And basically this is to like this portal is basically a try again portal, just saying, right, you need to try again, you just went through the wrong one. And because it was the wrong one, it is now colored red. Now if we go to the right one, which is actually here, it will now go to this one, and when it falls down, it will now be green instead of red. So as you can see, that one's red and that one's green. And in the sound effects when you're playing the game, there is a door opening upstairs, so you now understand that there's a thing upstairs happening, so you can now press the button to go upstairs. Go upstairs, and now we can go through this. Just the same as we actually entered from the start of the game. We can now press this, and it will go through just like that, just like a normal portal, and it will fall down, deactivating these lasers, just like the doors opening at the start of this level. And as you can see, top conveyor belt changed direction. If we press this button, it now actually changes direction onto this conveyor belt. But now the main issue here is now it needs power, it needs to turn on. So that's what we need to do next. Through the thing that I did by putting the box here to teleport on top of that glass pane, we can now go over here and sort of drag this over here, which sort of shows you a little window of showing the lasers deactivate from the other side. So we now have another area that we can now explore, and that's the upstairs area, which opens this door right here where the power block is, which needs this power. Go up here just like this, and now what we need to do is a couple of things just to show you. If we go up here, we can't access this box because there's a red box here, because there's a laser right in front of us, and we need to basically get that laser deactivated so we can push that block all the way down where the red pad is right at the bottom. So if we push this block over here, it will now teleport to over this area behind this little laser. But because it's going on a pressure pad, it now deactivates just like that. If we push it, the lasers reactivate, and if we press this, it will deactivate again. The reason why it just does a simple activate just like that is to just avoid confusion, so the player might push it down here or something. That quick little laser effect made it just so the player sort of doesn't break the game. Since we've now deactivated the laser, as you can see, we can now go up here and push the block down. Just like this. As you can see, there's a collectible there as well. And to make it a bit more easier, I added these ray lights so you don't actually jump down there and just break the game for yourself. And one of the reasons originally I wanted it so the block is actually on the bridge, and when you actually finish this puzzle, the bridge actually closes up. No, sorry, opens up like it is now in its state. But for some reason with the blueprints, it made it so that the bridge actually, or the box just stays floating in the air. It's extremely annoying, so I sort of made a quick way of making these like glass walls so the box doesn't fly out and it just sort of free falls all the way to the bottom so it lands on the red pad. Just like that. And that box we did in that, we have access to this area. So if we actually press this, it doesn't change any direction because it needs that power. So if we go over here, push this into this block like that, and it falls all the way down onto this little thing here. Just like that. We can now push this into the little block here. As you can see, it's still falling over on that side, and it'll make the sound effects if you walk near it. So if you press E on this side, it actually changes the direction, coming towards it falling off onto this little pad. Just like that. And because it falls onto that pad, it now opens up this door and that door, but that door is locked, which is the final one that we actually need to go over there and place it in the holder in the main area. So if we shoot that, sort of shoot it through, just like that. Oh, my bad. So shoot, go over there. The door will now open, but if you look over here, you actually heard a door sound effect, which makes it that the door actually now opens up. So when it goes over there, the player might be confused, but if they do go around checking certain areas, they will now know that this portal is available. So now what we need to do is simply just move this all the way over there, just like that. And place this cell into the where is it going? It has a mind of its own. So what we need to do now is just put it in the holder, just like that. If we look up, that top part is now deactivated. I do apologize for the messaging on the left side. we go up here, and now we have access that we didn't have at the start. You now press this and go all the way up and finish off the game. One thing that I do want to mention, this is a block out and this is mainly for level design than an actual fully built game. That's why I have these text things around the map, just to give the player more understanding and certain things just like that. So when we exit this area, we now can do a few things, such as if we go through this, it actually deactivates this now that we needed to right at the start of the part 1 and here. So we press this, go over here, press this, and this is like a little collectible, and go down here, and if we press E, that's essentially the end of the game. But because there's a block out, I just said thank you for playing. This game was made by Advanced Construct Engine, which is how it was made by. But yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching my developer commentary. This was made in semester 2. Throughout the semester, just trying to go through the level and how I can make it, and also finding the Advanced Construct Engine, which was free in the UE4 marketplace. But other than that, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.